Oh, breaking news, everyone. Did you hear? The Liberal Party has elected a brand new leader. This is bigger than the Pope. It is pathetic that on this channel, yes, that is breaking news. A defeated party electing a new opposition leader that obviously isn't going to stand the test of time, and no one knows her name, including herself. I'm not sure she knows how many S's she has in her name anymore. Now her name is Ssusssan. That's not Susan anymore. And that's supposed to be an exciting life, because if you don't know the backstory to it, the reason that she did put an extra S in her name is because she believes in numerology, and if she put an extra S in her name, it would lead to an exciting life. And boy howdy has it, deputy leader of the Liberal Party. Now, leader of the Liberal Party. Oh man, I can't think of anything more riveting than sitting around and listening to grandmas complaining that they haven't been hooked up to Optus in the optimal time that they thought they would have been for, at this point, 24 years. I think she came in 2001. She is very experienced at handing out participation certificates to school captains of her local elementary and Catholic schools. That seems to be her entire adult professional life. That is why she has earned the right to be the Liberal Party leader. It is really strange, isn't it, that only a few generations ago, if you wanted to be the leader of the Liberal Party, you had to have run a gas station for a bit at a bare minimum, owned a bit of land, been a mandarin farmer or something that was businessy. And it seems like now you can just fail at everything that you've ever tried before. We've done a video on Ssusssan previously. I'm very glad that she's finally reached the absolute zenith of her career, which will be sitting there in Parliament getting endlessly made fun of for 3 years, especially because she picked as her deputy Ted O'Brien. That man sounds like a castrated 6-year-old.
You are actually saying that the cost of our nuclear program is actually, if you look at the CSIRO.
I'm not putting that voice on. That's him. That's all Ted, baby. That guy's gonna be your deputy leader. Oh man. I'm excited about the next 3 years. Billy, so I can do this for You know what's even better about all of this? This was their best option. Go the Libs. Honestly, you made the right choice for once in your leadership. Again, what was the other ticket that was on offer? You had Angus Taylor, a man that every time I think about him, I think about McDonald's. And then the second one on that was Jacinta Price, who before I was thinking, yeah, no, she is leadership material. And then the election rolled out and her whole job was just, don't say MAGA. For the love of God, don't say MAGA. 5 seconds in.
We can make Australia great again.
MAGA is, okay, well, that's the end of the election then. Thank you very much, Jacinta. She was just like, no, I'm leaving my party and I'm going to join the Liberals, which really screwed over an entire faction of the coalition. She's got so many enemies to be deputy leader of the opposition at best. Why would you do that? Do you really need the badge that hard? Now there's just a massive contingency of your own party. The very little rump of it is left. I think that somebody was saying this the other day, and I'm going to have to verify this, but it sounds right. Look, we are getting dangerously close to the point that there are as many members in the Liberal Party as there are in the Senate. Do you understand how pathetic that is? Do you understand how small your cohort is? It's like basically an entire school year at Steiner. It's a tiny, tiny little fraction of people. And she's just pissed off the Nationals, the Country Liberals, which, who cares? I think she was probably the only member of the Country Liberals anyway, so whatever. She's let herself down. You think about that, Jacinta. All for a stint at something that holds no power. It's so dumb for your future prospects. The thing was, when Sky News was touting you, Jacinta, as this brand shining new leader for the future, I think that they were envisioning a future where you're actually in government. Far out. Man, how much of that channel must the remaining rump of the Liberal Party consume? I think that they've gone into the same thing that the Greens have on Twitter. It's just that they just live in this echo chamber endlessly of Rowan Dean sitting there and is he being mean to me today? Oh, he is. Oh my God. How will I ever look this sparse 60,000 boomers across the country in the eye ever again, most of them watching this on a McDonald's TV screen with the sound off. They honestly seem to just live in that reality now, because otherwise you just wouldn't make that move. Sorry, I know I'm bitching a lot about somebody that didn't even make the leadership, and that is just because the current leadership of the Liberal Party is just so surprisingly unremarkable. Did you see the press conference? Oh, God, that was satisfying. You had them coming out and then just repeating over and over again, bad government, this is a terrible government, such a bad government. Well, the Australian public doesn't seem to agree with you, do that. So that's not a very good start, is it? I thought that the Liberal Party was going to be quite self-reflective on such a crushing defeat of what they experienced, and it seems like so far their ideas are, here's what we're going to do to go to the next election. We're going to keep repeating that they're a bad government and keep saying that nuclear power is awesome, because otherwise, why would you pick Ted O'Brien? Endlessly being like, actually, France has nuclear power, and there's no one that is more of a Reddit tech head nerd than that guy, which means that you are probably going to be bringing forward a very public, very failed centerpiece of their entire electoral campaign. That was pretty much all they had towards the end. It was, oh, we're going to cut back on public servants. Actually, no, we're going to cut back on us cutting back on public servants. Still going to build nukes, though. Still going to build nukes in the only seats that seem to swing towards us, which were National Party seats. And they hate that idea too. So they're going to be pushing that forward. Good for them. Good for them. I hope that they continue on with this. So she's just had terrible government, so bad, awful government. That's just going to rain on deaf ears. Who cares what the opposition leader says in their opening speech of taking this prestigious ceremonial award. And then the second one that she was saying immediately after that was, a good government needs a strong opposition.
Every good government deserves a strong opposition.
Well, you can't deliver on that with your numbers, darling.
And we will be that strong opposition, without doubt.
But on top of that, how good is this? She is admitting in that sentence that it's a good government. There was no point to that opening address at all. She cancelled out everything she was talking about that was vacuous to begin with. This is a very good beginning. I very much look forward to the next 3 years. Isn't it going to be glorious? So anyway, thank you, Sky News, for not trying harder not to get Ssusssan Ley elected. Holy hell. Have you heard some of the things that they've been saying about her? Jesus Christ. I wouldn't go that far. And my entire personality online is being a that doesn't have to adhere to the decorum of the mainstream press. That's all I've got. Just being a endlessly. And they were more of a to Ssusssan than I would have been.
I don't know Ssusssan Ley, Susan with 2 S's or however many S's she's got in her name because she's into numerology.
Listen to this one.
Yeah, look, let's face it. If, Malcolm Turnbull in drag gets in, the Liberal Party are collapsed.
Malcolm Turnbull in drag. First off, I don't agree. I think that she is a frog in a wig, but I will say this. What reminds you of Ssusssan and Malcolm Turnbull? Is it Suzanne's towering intellect? Is it her punsy attitude towards cultural issues like Malcolm Turnbull had? Guys, she's from Albury. She's from the birthplace of the Liberal Party. I don't think she cares about art galleries as much as Malcolm does. You can relax on this one. This is so strange to me that Sky News seems to be so invested in their specific type of being at the head of the Liberal Party. And I don't even think that it comes down to cultural issues anymore. I honestly think it comes down to what they think they would be saying behind closed doors, being closer to their cultural issues, Because really, what would Angus Taylor be saying that Suzanne wouldn't be saying, except for putting his foot in his mouth more? That seemed to be their big decision as the party now. It's like, do we have a leader that just endlessly regurgitates talking points and doesn't have any mental dexterity to go off script and still not sound like a moron? Or do we give it to Angus, who's so stupid that he can't even read out the line? That's their choice. I'm telling you, it's going to be a very rough, not 3 years, decade for these guys. I'm talking even if they do somehow manage to get into government after this 6-year doldrums that they're definitely going to be in for now. Even if they are like that, even if you go into government with this level of talent behind you, you can't run a country like this without being exposed very quickly. This is what I think Albanese is talking about when he's saying, look, Labor has become, for the first time in this nation's entire existence, the natural party of government, you know? This is the natural party of government that everybody looks to and thinks like, yeah, those are the adults. You don't think that when you look at you can't think that and listen to Ted O'Brien. When you listen to Ted O'Brien, all you think is shut the hell up and go to the naughty corner. You are not old enough to be in Parliament yet. I need to see your ID. This is where we're at with them. So I couldn't be happier. I'm sure that you couldn't be happier with the choice. Let us know in the comments, who would you have liked to see as the head of the Liberal Party? Was it, I can't even think of a single other name. That's got the only 4 left that have any name recognition at all. Ah, what a time to be alive. Also, commendation to Meme of the Week. That's right, we're starting to do that now and probably will abandon this theme very quickly, but for now, this is it. Somebody said this is going to be Ssusssan Ley's first action, the Liberal Party. Very good. Short, simple, to the point, bam, snappy. That's what meme culture's all about, baby. And consumable. Then, the next one. The reason that I am doing this now is because I'm on tour in Queensland. I think all tickets are sold except for Mackay. Maybe there's a few left. Maybe go check that out. And then I'll be going to other places. Links in the description below. I can't remember because I basically live my life day to day and I can't believe that I'm in Brisbane at the moment. Anyway, there will be a few more of these scrappy videos that are coming out because that's just what happens in the post-election world. And just so you know, we do have some much bigger videos that we've also filmed that very much do belong in the post-election world, and you can look forward to those. In the meantime, we've got a new poll up on Patreon. Make sure that you become a member of that, and I will see you next time with hopefully, well, just know that this is going to be the next 3 years making fun of that man's voice. Sucked in, Ted.
All those years ago, those ships did not arrive, as some would have you believe, as invaders. They did not come to destroy or to pillage. In what could be compared to Elon Musk's SpaceX's efforts to build a new colony on Mars, men in boats arrived on the edge of the known world to embark on that new experiment.